In the early 1970s, Xerox was the undisputed king of the office. Their copiers were everywhere, and the company was so profitable that it had extra cash to burn. They decided to look into the future of computing, setting up a research center in Palo Alto called PARC. The researchers at PARC were visionaries. While the rest of the world was still using command-line interfaces, where you had to type complex codes just to open a file, the team at PARC was busy building something entirely different, the Xerox Alto. The Alto featured a graphical user interface, or GUI. Instead of text, it used icons, windows, and menus. They even invented the computer mouse to help navigate this new world. It was a functioning, modern personal computer long before the term even existed. The Alto was a marvel of engineering. It had a bitmapped display, a local area network to connect computers, and even a laser printer interface. By 1973, Xerox had essentially created the blueprint for every laptop and desktop computer we use today. So, if they had the technology, why didn't Xerox dominate the personal computer market? The answer lies in the corporate structure of the company. Xerox was a copier company, and their leadership viewed the Alto as a tool to sell more printers, not as a standalone product. The management in New York didn't understand the potential of a personal computer. They were focused on the margins of their massive copier business. To them, the Alto was just a high-tech experimental toy, not a business strategy. In 1979, Steve Jobs, the young co-founder of Apple, visited PARC. He was allowed a tour of the facilities. When he saw the GUI and the mouse in action, he was reportedly stunned. He realized instantly that this was how everyone would interact with computers in the future. Apple didn't just walk away with the idea, they refined it. Jobs took the concepts from PARC and poured millions into making them user-friendly and commercially viable. This eventually led to the release of the Apple Lisa and, most famously, the Macintosh in 1984. Meanwhile, Bill Gates at Microsoft saw the same potential. Microsoft began developing software that relied on this graphical interface for the IBM PC. This project eventually became Windows, which brought the GUI to millions of households worldwide. Xerox tried to sue Apple in the late 80s claiming they stole the intellectual property, but by then, it was far too late. The courts ruled that the ideas behind a GUI were not easily protected under existing copyright laws in the same way a specific piece of code was. The failure of Xerox wasn't a lack of talent or invention, it was a failure of corporate vision. They had the what but couldn't see the how. They were so wedded to their existing revenue model that they couldn't see the disruption coming from their own lab. The takeaway for any business is that innovation alone is not enough. You need the courage to cannibalize your own products before someone else does. Xerox invented the future, but because they couldn't envision a world beyond copiers, they left the market for others to capture.